Hello friends, it is that time again with That Erickson, and today we are back. We are going to try to close out this champion review series that I've been doing with the classes. We are going to go take a look at the assassin class today. I will be honest, it's not my favorite class. I haven't unlocked a lot of characters. I have one assassin who I do like, and I have her at a pretty high level, and that's who I will who I'll leave to the end because I think she's one of the strongest after Gollum probably. But I'm going to go ahead and start with Torvin. Not a huge fan of Torvin. Torvin is a dwarf and an adventurer, and as far as I know off the top of my head, I don't know of any adventurer synergies. There's very few dwarf synergies, if you have Gimli or Legolas, and those two guys are very difficult to find, so his affiliations are not going to come into play too much. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of his. I have, however, started to appreciate his kit a little more, and I think it's a little better than I probably first thought, but I kind of just gave up on him due to his lack of affiliation synergies and things like that. But his kit, overall, I think it's pretty good. So here we go. Let's take a look at Hunter's Charge. So basically, it's a knockback that does some damage. Guys, I've kind of expressed how I feel about knockbacks in the past and how they really depend on the team that you're in. You don't want to be knocking people out of AoEs or targeted effects. You don't want things running all over the place. You want to try to control the battlefield when you're playing manually. And if you're playing automatic, it's even more of a detriment to knock the guys all over the place because the AI is going to fire off an ability. Maybe you'll knock them out of the AoE. So when you're making a team, try to think of how it's going to play on AI and how it's going to play when you play it manually. So there's a big difference there. I'm sure you guys are smart enough to figure out the difference between the manual and auto and that style that you're looking for. So I think if you put him in a manual party where you're going to control him a lot, I think he's pretty good. So next ability, is Grog Killer. So he deals damage to his current target plus 5% of the target's max health as bonus damage. That's always good. He seems to be your typical assassinate the tanky target maybe, or even just quickly burn down a small target. 5% of target's max health is always going to be nice. And obviously, he seems to be more directed to being a tank killer, but he's also an assassin, so maybe they're saying he can assassinate tanks. The tanks have so much health in the later stages where this might be really good in the late story stages. Let's go ahead and take a look at Armor Shred. His basic attack is also going to reduce target armor. So this is all kind of coinciding with the tank killer theme. He's going to be shredding the tank's armor. He's going to be doing bonus damage based on the tank's health, max health, and he's going to be knocking the tank back, maybe pushing them away from taunts. The tank has to run back in slowly, and he's getting hit by range attacks. So his kit seems very interesting as a tank killer at the end of a match. Or at the end of a story. He seems pretty good, probably like a nemesis boss killer. I don't think his kit is awful, so I probably have given him a raw deal, but I just don't see a lot of synergies or areas to put him in, and I just don't like his art. Or I love dwarves, but I don't like Torvin. Go figure. Blood Brothers. He's going to increase the crit rating of all dwarf allies by 28, and as I mentioned, there's not many dwarf allies. You got Gimli and Torvin. So, it's a little difficult. He'll probably be raising in value down the line when they release more dwarves. I don't know if I've heard anything about that or more dwarves coming down the pipe. They still seem to be the very less represented race. So that being said, I think Torvin has potential, but I don't think he's my favorite. He's my favorite character by any stretch. He's got your typical runes of attack, ability power, and crit rating. I tend to think attack is always better, especially with the way his kit is. It's just doing bonus damage based off of things like that, so you want to just try to do as much damage as possible. Let's go ahead and talk about briefly here Lithariel and Idril. Now, in my opinion, they're kind of like the same character except for their specialty, right? Lithariel has this specialty to just mow down weak units, casters, and ranged units with her AoE ability. Whereas Idril, on the other hand, she has a more single target focus and crowd controlling aspect, which I think is really good. I think, you know, if you I see two schools of this assassin. It's usually someone likes Idril or they like Lithariel, and they don't like both. You know, everyone I've met, they choose one of them and they power that one up, and that's a perfect plan. I was going to suggest, if you're going to choose one of them. I think they're both excellent. You can find AoE damage elsewhere if you want to choose Idril. If you want to find single target damage, take Lithariel. Her dash and her AoE is excellent. So Idril, on the other hand, has all the great current, free-to-play, easy to achieve, easy to accommodate affiliations. She's got Man, Gondor, Warrior, Free People. So, you know, there's tons of these. She's going to fit into lots of parties, lots of groups, and these affiliations are some of the best for just average players. The easier to farm characters tend to have these. So that being said, she's got great affiliations, and her Brutalize ability, which is her first ability, is a damage dealing and a stun for 2 seconds, and it does bonus damage to taunted enemies. So right off the bat, Gondor, you're thinking, oh, let's throw in Baranor. He's a Gondor man, tank, warrior. You know, you're already hooking up your setup, and this is a really good skill. The bonus damage when someone's taunted is nothing to laugh at, and you're gonna stun for 2 seconds. I think she's her ability is very good. Throwing Dagger is just a straight deal damage to an enemy. Nothing fancy, nothing really exciting. No flare, nothing. Just damage. Wrath of Minas Ithil. So Idril's critical strikes, critical attacks deal 154 bonus true damage. Now, true damage is always great. You're gonna want to bypass armors, ability armors, and true damage is the best way to do so. So this ability, it's pretty good. So you're going to be obviously probably focusing your crit strike rating on your rings and on your attachments. You're going to want to go for the critical rating to increase your chance to crit, so you're triggering this more. So obviously she's a beast. She's going to do a lot of damage if you slot her the right way, if you put her in the right groups. Daughter of Gondor. Now she's gonna gain crit rating for each Gondor ally. So yeah, she's just synergizing so well off of Gondor. Her kit's very strong on a free-to-play or low-spending team, because these characters, like I said, they're just easy to get. Gondor, you're loaded down with Gondor that you can get. So yeah, Idril's really good. I didn't choose her. I just went the route of Lithariel because I think I got her in a bundle. So I got her out at 4 stars. But as you can see, she's super easy to farm. I haven't even been trying to mess with her, and I already have a few. I have one level up here in Evolution ready to go, but I just haven't done it yet. So yeah, that's Idril, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the one I have at the highest, but I kind of slacked off recently on her. It's Lithariel. Now, she's also very good. She's got great affiliations, Free People, Warrior, and Men. So, you know, Idril has one up on her with this same thing, but Gondor extra, so she gets a little edge with the ability to fit her into more team compositions. But let's go ahead and look at her abilities. Yeah, Blade Dash. As I said, this is the charge forward AoE area of effect, damage to nearby enemies. It's very powerful. It's great at killing casters. It's great at killing archers. I think Lithariel is probably going to be better in a PvE scenario, and when PvP comes out, then I think Idril is going to be much stronger. The taunt, the stun, you can coordinate attacks, whereas with Lithariel, if it's PvP, if it's going to be like 4-on-4, you're not going to probably always hit all 4 people. You'd probably just want to single somebody out, and that's, I think, where Idril would be more useful, as well as Torvin. So this AoE stuff is really good for just bashing through the story levels. Gouge. Lithariel deals damage to her current target and wounds them for 5 seconds. Now, wounding, the target is dealt 5% of its max health in damage and has 25% reduced movement speed. So it's really good to target down a tanky character. Same thing, you can probably just choose someone that you're going to assassinate, as her class states. Stun them down, just put out a lot of damage with Gouge and some other abilities here. And let's look at Determination. So she's going to gain ability power, which is just going to make your blade dash even better. Other than that, it's going to give you gouge ability damage. So her ability power is very useful. You're gonna get a lot of mileage out of ability power on her number 1 and her passive. So the kit is great so far. You know, there's nothing to laugh at here. Her final tier 7 is tribal bonds, and she's gonna gain crit rating for each man ally. So she's exactly like Idril, except that she gets it from all men allies. So yeah. They both are great guys. I've had a lot of people send me a message. Oh, I see that you level up Lithura. Why did you choose her over Idril, or vice versa? Yeah, I think it's just a matter of preference. Whichever one you guys focused on, I think you made a great decision. I wouldn't try to do both until later on, or maybe during a power-up event, as we discussed in my other videos. Yeah, I think they're both excellent. Now, the one I'm the most interested in, and I don't have, and I don't think a lot of people do, unless you got lucky in some packs, is Gollum. Gollum, as everyone knows, is a fan favorite. He's always been a great character. I don't know about this hairstyle though. Gollum's get some Propecia or something, but yeah, he's great. I love his character. I really wish I could unlock this one, but in due time. So let's go jump right into his abilities first out. Well, first let's look at his affiliations. He has Evil, Manipulator, and Halfling. So, Halfling. Bilbo? Any of the Hobbits coming? Samwise? So yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more Hobbits in the future, obviously. So, yeah, I can't wait to see some Hobbit synergies in the future, and letting Gollum be a part of that. So, it's mine! Gollum leaps to an enemy and deals damage, healing himself for the damage dealt. Damage is increased if the target is poisoned, so you're obviously going to want to try to pair him up with a poisoner. Someone like Shalab, I think, is a good combination. And yeah, it's a very strong synergy to have those two already, because they're all also Evil and Manipulator, which is going to trigger some other synergies. But It's Mine is a very, very strong ability. I mean, just think of it. It says gain health equal to the damage dealt. It doesn't just say, you know, like percent of the damage dealt. It's saying by the damage dealt. So that's a lot. Even at 80th level, you're going to be hitting for 454, not counting ability power and all these other businesses. So, and rings and other things. So it's going to do a lot of damage. You're going to heal it. And you're going to get some bonus if the person is poisoned. So, Trixie. Gollum is going to deal 588 damage to his current target and stun them for 2 seconds. We all know how good stuns are. Gollum, to me, seems like a great PvP character when paired with someone with poison. Those are hard to get through. Poison is going to cause a lot of troubles in PvE, PvP as well. So, Trixie seems very good. Stuns are great. So, Riddles in the Dark is his next passive, and he's going to gain health for each time he dodges a basic attack. So he's kind of like your elusive dodge tank assassin. He seems very sustainable, which is why I think he's going to be great in PvP. You got heal on his first skill, you got heal on his passive. It just seems like you're screaming to get some PvP usage out of him. So yeah, so far Gollum just looks great. I would love to see his animations. I haven't seen anybody play with him. And his Precious is his final ability, and he's going to gain attack and dodge for each ring bearer ally. So like I said, I assume we're going to get some more Hobbits down the line somewhere. Obviously you're going to probably see a Samwise and a Bilbo, you know, or even Frodo. You're probably going to get all these guys at some point, right? And they're going to be triggering a lot of these effects. Maybe not to Frodo, but a lot of the ring bearer stuff. So yeah, I think Gollum is awesome. I really wish I had him. As you can see, you know, I'm a pretty active player, and I'm pretty much like everybody else, where you're stuck on the paywall characters, and that's okay, guys. The paywall characters, while great, I've mentioned this before, you're going to get stuck on them, right? I've gotten some paywall guys, and they stay exactly where they are. Meanwhile, characters you can actually level are just going to quickly outpace them. You're going to 7-star them. You know, you can farm characters like Casimir, Italian, Baranor, who I've kind of been neglecting, but you can farm these guys in the hard nodes. Anybody you can farm in a hard node is just, over time you're gonna get more value out of those. So yeah, guys, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick assassin review. I think all we have left is warrior, if I'm not mistaken, or fighter they call it, right? Yeah, I think we're just left with fighter now. So that's it, guys. This is gonna be wrapping up the series soon. So let me know what you guys want to see next. Any ideas or comments, feedback, let me know in the comments below, because I'm gonna need some new fresh ideas of what you guys want to see covered. A lot of guys in the community have already been doing great orc stuff. If you'd like to hear my take on the orcs, how I handle that, you know, let me know. I'm definitely open to suggestions and positive feedback. Also, we're very close to 500 subscribers, guys. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed as of the time of this recording. As you can see, we're at 496 subscribers. It wasn't that long ago that I was in the hundreds, and you know, I'm making content for 2 games that are probably not as well known. One is an alpha for Crowfall, and I'm making videos for Shadow of War as a hobby because I really enjoy the game. And I might make some videos for Lineage 2 Revolution with MobileGamer, who's actually a sponsored Shadow of War content creator, who I got a lot of guidance from in his videos. He's the one that got me started into making videos because I used to love his Star Wars videos. So go ahead, check him out, guys. Let me know in the comments below. We are going to hit 500 subscribers. Hopefully we can do it on the live stream. The live stream is Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sorry I missed last week. I had some health issues, family issues, a little busy, but we're going to be back in business, and we're going to hit that 500 subscriber count. And if we could do it on this live stream, maybe we'll do a small giveaway just to show you guys how grateful I am for everyone coming by. So go ahead, guys, check out the live stream. Make sure, if you haven't already, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, click the little bell to get notified when I go live, when I make new videos. And as always, guys, until next time, take care, friends.